The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Welcome, everyone, to the show. I'm Dr. Jenn, and we're right in the middle of January, and we're only 2 weeks into this brand new year, and I thought, what a great topic. This one really came through intuitively when I was working on what we were going to do for today's show, and I realized, no, this is perfect timing because we have all these things we have going on in the new energy for 2016. And if you missed that episode, we did that last week. We did the whole year in the angel guidance month to month, and then we'll work on it each month as that month comes up. So, but here's the thing. We want to talk about soul diving. I call it soul diving. This just inspired me. I mean, the divine just totally inspired me in meditation. The angels came through. I mean, I always ask for that divine guidance, and I was very excited when this one came through. It just popped in out of nowhere. And on that note, when you have something pop in like that, that's an intuitive hit is what we call it. I think a few people call it that. But soul diving, what is that? What is that? I asked him, I said, soul diving? What are we going to talk about? I'm excited. What's soul diving? They said, power-driven intention to make it happen. I went, oh my gosh, I can't wait. So I've been very much in deep thought with this and deep meditation every day for a good week now on this one. And it just came in very, very strong. So I'm excited to share that with you today. Now, what we want to do with soul diving is we're trying to find a way through, bust up, remove the energy blocks, the energetic blocks that keep having us go through things repetitively. Why we can't seem to get past this certain hurdle in life, why we can't move past it, why we can't move forward. Whatever that might be in your life, it could be relationship, repetitive issues, it could be career you're trying to get to the next level, it could be it could be anything. It could be any area of life. Keep that in mind. But these are those things that, my whole life, it just seems like I get to this point and then it doesn't go any further. Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. Soul diving through that energy block, going past that. We want to talk a little bit now on going deeper into that topic, because what is it that's causing it? Why does this keep popping up like this? Well, I want you to feel free to call in if you have a question about this, or if you feel like this is relating to something you're going through. 1-800-930-2819. I'm going to hit several different points, and I want to take you deeper inward within your own life, where you can look at this objectively. You can look and see if you can decipher, oh, that's what's causing this, because you're going to know. You're really the only one that's going to know whether this relates to you or not. Everybody has their unique path, their journey, and we're all learning and we're all growing continually. Even people that seem like they've got everything figured out, that's not necessarily the case. You don't really know what they may be working on, for their own soul journey, and you have yours. So let's do some soul diving today. I mean, When I say that, I want you to visualize crystal clear, beautiful, or a beautiful aqua blue, just a beautiful body of water. And you fearlessly dive into this and you feel it just going right past you. Your body's just going right through it, uninhibited, and it feels like bliss. I want you to have that visualization when we say soul diving. Now, I kind of like that, yeah, because, you might even be afraid of water, or you might be afraid to dive in. But in this, think of it like a dream. There is no fear of this. You're just going to do this, and you're going to do it well, and you're going to do it with confidence. And there's nothing that's going to get in the way. There's no boulders. There's no anything to run into. You are going to just pierce right through every bit of this, and you're going to do it well. Now, this one can really hit hard, with a perfectionist. And that's one of the first points I want to bring up. One of the things that can really hold us back is trying to be perfect at everything. If there's some place where you are just afraid that you won't do it right, or you won't even try at all because you don't feel like it'll go off without a hitch, or you won't have any kind of learning curve, no learning curve, well, of course you're going to have a learning curve. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect. I mean, that's the perfection of the divine in the creation of everything, is that it is what it is, and that's exactly the way it should be. And learning is one of the key points I want to bring up. Our entire journey as a soul, an individual soul and spirit here, living out a life here, is about learning something constantly. So when you're learning, you don't know everything. You're learning, right? You're learning. And, I want to help you get past not trying at all because you don't want to do it wrong. I mean, oh my gosh, 5, 6, I guess it's almost 6 years now. The first time I ever did radio, I was so nervous, and it was just me trying to figure it out, and I was so nervous, and I went, you know what? And a couple of times I had to just go, okay, I don't know, maybe not. I had to work past that. I had to just get past that. If there's something in your life you really, really want to do, but what holds you back because you're afraid or intimidated by it, what is it? Do you have that thought in your mind right now? What I have learned, and I'm just using that as an example, what I've learned is when I dive into something I have no idea about, of course, it's not perfect, and I learn along the way, but gosh, that journey is fun. And I want you to have that too. I want you to know that you can do that. You're going to continually grow and feel empowered when you do that. That's one of the blocks. Now, perfectionism is a big one. A lot of people have that. I mean, we'd rather not be laughed at, or we'd rather not, do it and make a mistake. We feel like we make a fool of ourselves or something like that. Oh my goodness. Where's life, and where is life get exciting is when you just go for it. This is something that you've always wanted to do. Think about what it is you want to do, but you hold back. Why? Or as soon as it starts doing well, something seems to sabotage it. Something seems to come up, a hiccup. And it's like, I always get to this level and then something happens, right? What about that one? We're going to talk about that too. We're going to dive in deep. We're going to take an exploration together deep within. So you take your journey and you go deep within with your own personal story to help you discover what's causing this. Why is it holding me up, and what can I do? Because everything you need to know is right inside you. It's not going to come from outside. It's not going to come from somebody else's opinion or anything like that. It's something you can do within. You have a lot of power that I want to help you find within yourself. You have a lot of wonderful energy very deep within inside yourself that knows exactly what would be great for you, exactly what you really want to do, how to get there, we all have that. Nobody's been denied that. We just don't know it's there. And I want to help you discover that. Not my journey, not somebody else's journey, but your own. This is what soul diving is, and it's not avoiding what we're afraid of. We're going to work through some of those fears, because fear that's just like running into a boulder. And here you go diving into the pool, and there's a big, huge rock there, and you're going to run right into it. You can just write fear across that. Well, we're going to learn to swim around that. We're not even going to have it hold us up. We won't even lose a beat, not a step, not one slowdown there. So we're talking about soul diving through energy blocks. How can you find out what's sabotaging your dreams? Do you have a fear of success? Think about it. We're going to take a short break. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show. We'll be right back after the break.
Tune in to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JennRoyster.com for more information. Are you ready to feel empowered and trust your own intuition? Now you can learn how with intuitive counselor and spiritual teacher Dr. Jenn Royster. Intuition, the 8th Chakra Connection, is a 4-week online workshop that's highly recommended for those ready to take their intuition to the next level. This intensive workshop will explore the access point to spirit, known as the seat of the soul. Learn how to connect with your higher self and the angelic realm. Explore the Akashic records or a past life. Learn at your own pace with access to your workshop at any time. Sign up now for Intuition, the 8th Chakra Connection at JennRoyster.com. JennRoyster.com.
Are you overwhelmed by other people's energy? Do you constantly suffer with emotional drain, exhaustion, or physical illness? You may be highly sensitive to energy and not aware of your powerful connection to spirit. Dr. Jenn Royster is an intuitive spiritual counselor and energy healer that works with the angelic realm and has helped thousands of empathic souls successfully release negative energies, reclaim their personal power, and thrive. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. Book your private phone session today at JennRoyster.com.
We are back. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show. If you're just joining us for the show, we are talking about soul diving deep within. We're going inside here within our own self. I want to take you on a personal journey. So you're going to be diving in deep into your own personal space about what you can do to move through energy blocks. What's holding you back from moving forward? I mean, what a great topic for January. I mean, we do our resolutions. We pretty much do them all year round, but this is one of those times of the year where it's a big topic and, discussion here. So, but what can we do to, be successful with that? How can we move through? Now, we addressed perfectionism. Perfectionism will hold a lot of people back. And I'm guilty of it too. No kidding. No kidding. I mean, I'm not talking about a lot of things that I haven't experienced myself here. I want you to know that. That's why I get it. I get what you may be going through, what you are experiencing, why this came to me to share with you, obviously. But perfectionism, a lot of people will just not even do it at all because they don't know or they don't feel confident enough and they want to do it perfectly right out of the gate. That's something that's, not realistic and will hold you back because you want to be able to enjoy the learning experience. That's what your soul came here to do, is learn and grow. So you're kind of denying part of the joy of life when you don't allow yourself to learn something new. And that means, trying a couple of times and it may not turn out perfectly and not thinking that that's it, That's a really hard one to live up to. And we do that a lot to ourselves. Now, another one that is not something that anybody probably wants to hear, but it's the truth, and I've done it too, is, are you afraid of success? That one I really want to address. This one could step on a few toes, and I mean it in the most loving way. Are you avoiding the responsibility that comes with success? Because when we succeed and we keep growing higher, we keep going bigger, it takes on more. There's more. We go through this, you go through this thing where you're like, well, do I really want all that? And that's a legitimate question to ask yourself. At the same time, are you trying to keep it to where, I don't really want all of that, but you really want, these are challenges that only you can ask yourself and answer. Nobody else can tell you what that is. This is for you within yourself to ask, am I avoiding the responsibility, or am I avoiding success because I'm afraid I'll actually really do well, and then what's going to happen? I'm going to be so exposed, kind of a thing. Oh yeah. I mean, it does feel like that a little bit when you first start doing that. And there is so much that when we are learning and we have our experiences, we have our hurdles, and we go through our tough breaks and we go through our repetition, we learn something. And once we have learned that, and actually we don't even have to wait till we have completely learned it. A lot of teachers out there, including myself, a lot of times we are teaching as we're learning, and I can't imagine a teacher that would deny that. I'm sure somebody out there has a different opinion, but I just feel that we are simultaneously teaching one another. I mean, I learn from my own students too. And if I was not opening up my heart to that, how could I be of service to them in a better way? So I ask you to look at that. Look at, are you afraid of the success itself? I mean, I've actually seen where, well, gosh, no, I mean, you could look at it from an example of finance, oh, that means more money, more taxes, more stuff to deal with that way. You could look at it that way. You could look at it with, now everybody's going to expect all this from me. You're still worrying about what somebody else is thinking at that point. When you have success, you are confident with what you are doing, then you're doing it in a way that's right for you. That's probably the most important thing I want to say in all of that. There's nothing to fear about being perfect or responsibility or any of, yes, we're responsible. I'm not trying to say be careless. Don't misunderstand that. This is a deep within yourself. Why are you avoiding success or growing to the next level or obtaining this dream that you want for your life? What is causing that? That's what you're diving in to see. When you explore that and you go head to head with that, not being afraid to look at that and really explore that, asking yourself some very pointed questions to find out those answers. And then, you could ask, if you feel like it's difficult when you're in your conscious wake state, ask for those dreams to bring some information to you, because it's real. There's no holding back in a dream. And the angels can bring you some guidance with that as well, because they always bring positive guidance to help you, succeed and move forward. There's nothing natural about energy just staying the same. It just doesn't. It always moves forward. It's not intended to go backwards. So watch out for that. That's why living in the past is bumpy and difficult, trying to hold on to that, because it had its time and it's moved on. And then we are in the now, and that is the most powerful place you can be. And I know you've heard that teaching before, but if we are so preoccupied about a future that isn't here yet too, you're missing where you are right now. So bringing yourself to the now is very much a good standard 101 in this whole soul diving thing. Okay, wait a minute now. You are going to explore decisions, choices, maybe lack of choices from the past when you soul dive. You're going deep. You're looking at those anxieties, and you're looking at those areas that just makes me nervous, or kind of brings fear up in me. That's what you want to know. That's what you want to be going at. You want to go at it, like point to point, like, why am I afraid of you? Why am I afraid of this experience? Why does it make me feel anxious when I get to this point? And then I end up recycling and starting back to square one again. That's how you're going to move through it. Because the more you explore it objectively, if you're looking at it objectively, you're just exploring. You're not making any kind of commitments. If you look at it that way, you're not making any kind of commitments when you explore. However, if you want to move through, then you'll have choices to make that will be more of a commitment, I guess. So one of those big ones that could be really uncomfortable for people, and they really would rather not even talk about it, or they don't even want to go there. They don't even want to. They just, no, I don't want to do that. Then they'll have that busyness. They'll stay busy. They avoid meditation. They avoid quiet time because they don't want to think about it. That's an avoidance right there. Now, some other ones we're going to talk about, or are you holding yourself back because of opinions from other people? In the society today, we are working through being our truest, authentic self and not being afraid to shine, no matter how weird that seems to somebody else. I can tell you, I've been there, done that plenty of times. And we've had a lot of amazing people go out there and just do it anyway. And then, have you ever noticed that even though to you it's like, wow, that's a path that's really strange to me, but I admire that they're doing that? Have you ever felt that way about anybody? You can do that. You can be unique. Yes, there's going to be opinions that fly. That right there is probably one of the biggest hurdles that you're going to work to overcome, move past, and do it anyway and not worry about it. You're going to do it anyway. You're just like, yeah, that's okay. I'm going to embrace my uniqueness, because everybody's got that about them. Everybody. everybody. We're going to talk a little bit more about that after the break. Opinions are a lot of energy that really affect us, and they can affect you positively or negatively, and that's what we're going to discuss on the next segment. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show. Our topic today is soul diving through energy blocks. I want to help you find what it is that's been holding you back from the success you are dreaming of. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
Tune in to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JennRoyster.com for more information. Are you ready to feel empowered and trust your own intuition? Now you can learn how with intuitive counselor and spiritual teacher Dr. Jenn Royster. Intuition, the 8th Chakra Connection, is a 4-week online workshop that's highly recommended for those ready to take their intuition to the next level. This intensive workshop will explore the access point to spirit, known as the seat of the soul. Learn how to connect with your higher self and the angelic realm. Explore the Akashic records or a past life. Learn at your own pace with access to your workshop at any time. Sign up now for Intuition, the 8th Chakra Connection at JennRoyster.com. JennRoyster.com.
Are you overwhelmed by other people's energy? Do you constantly suffer with emotional drain, exhaustion, or physical illness? You may be highly sensitive to energy and not aware of your powerful connection to spirit. Dr. Jenn Royster is an intuitive spiritual counselor and energy healer that works with the angelic realm and has helped thousands of empathic souls successfully release negative energies, reclaim their personal power, and thrive. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. Book your private phone session today at JennRoyster.com.
All right. Now, if you're just tuning in, I'm Dr. Jenn. Our topic today on the Jenn Royster Show is soul diving. We are going deep inward. We're trying to not avoid the little hiccups and the little obstacles, some big obstacles, that hinder our growth and moving forward, our success, and what we're trying to achieve. And, we're looking for those ones that keep repeating, like, oh, here we go again. I thought I was on the right track, and here I am back to square one. That's what we're looking for. This is for you to reflect inward, okay? This is for you to look at how this would apply for you personally. Now, before we went to break, I said we were going to talk about how opinions affect us positively or negatively. And here's why. We have opinions. Yes, we have our own. And then we have other people's opinions. Everybody has an opinion. But it gets a little tricky when we're believing somebody else's opinion over our own about what's best for us. And the thing is that a lot of times opinions come out from others because I don't feel that most of the time when they're given, I'm sure some of them, maybe not so much, but I think with good intention, for the most part, people are trying to help you. However, it may not be helping, it may be hindering. It may be that you're avoiding doing anything because you don't want to hear what somebody else is going to say about it. I've done that too. I have, just from the way I was raised and just, environmental situations, just what I had going on. You get to the point where you don't want to hear it. You just would rather avoid it. I'm saying, I did that before. And then I realized, wait a minute, this is just really holding me back. It was not hurting anybody but myself, because now I'm not happy because I'm not doing what I really want to do. And I went through that. Now, when you take someone else's opinion more seriously than your own, what is that saying about what you believe in yourself? That goes down into your self-love, your self-esteem. Do you trust your own self? That's going to make you go right back and face that. If that needs to be dealt with, that's important, because you want to be able to stand confidently, trusting your own intuition, trusting what's right for you, regardless of what somebody else thinks you should do. Of course, we all want to have that support and validation, but at the same time, it's not about somebody else's choice for you. It's about what you're choosing for you. This is a big one for 2016. This is a big one where we are intuitively, because as our intuition grows and more people are awakening, and that's happening by the minute every day, more and more people are starting to awaken to this. And they're not sure what to do with that. That's their intuition kicking in. And if you don't trust it or you're not familiar with it, there's no better time than right now to start learning to trust that, learning to know that that's coming from within you, your higher self, your connection to all the answers that you seek. That's what that is. Now, positively, it affects us positively when we are trusting it within ourselves and knowing that that's the right choice for us. Sometimes it does sync with what other people think, and sometimes it doesn't. But if you are continually scrapping your own idea, you may have been so excited about something, approaching it in a certain way, and then it just got squashed. That's not good. If somebody's just like, oh, that's not going to work, forget it. I remember hearing a story a long time ago about a wonderful, wonderful lady, Louise Hay, that, founded Hay House Publishing. And she had this little book that was an idea, and it was a tiny little book about, heal your life. And it was just filled with all those little, things about a symptom that was physical. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it, but it was a simple little book back in the day. By the way, I think she started everything when she was like 45, around that age. And she said, well, I'm going to just self-publish this. And everybody was telling her, you're never going to sell that. And look what she's doing today. Look where she is. And that's an inspiration to all of us because she just did it anyway. I think she had, I don't know, 500 of them printed up, something like that. I don't know if I have the exact number on that, but she just self-published this little pamphlet, and she did it anyway, regardless of what everybody else was telling her. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. If she had listened to everybody and not done it, what would be her life now? What would Hay House be there? I mean, we all love that place, right? And that right there. She did it anyway. Even though everybody was saying, the naysayers were saying, you're never going to get rid of all those. You're never going to sell that. She sold every one of them. It's the way I understand the story. So I haven't looked at that story in a while, so I'm bringing that from memory recall there. But that's inspirational to me. And also, you're not too old to start. You're not too old. That's something that people believe. It's like, it's too late for me. No, it's not. I'm telling you, I have met more people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, even people in their 80s, that they're doing it anyway. They're doing it anyway. I'm continually learning new things. I love learning new things. And I love learning something that I'm very clumsy at and fumbling my way through it. That's so fun. It's an escape. To me, that is an escape. That is diving in to areas of the unknown about yourself that you had no idea were there. And you go, wow, I didn't know I could do that. And at the beginning, you're probably struggling with it, right? You're like, oh man, I don't know if I can do this. So try. So learn everything you can about it and enjoy the process. Learning is fun. And that right there is one of the biggest points I want to make. Allow learning to be fun. You're learning. So there's a learning curve. And remember that, okay? Now, when you have opinions being thrown at you negatively and you are just siding right away, you may have been excited, you had this opinion, you had your confidence built up, and then all of a sudden somebody has something that's, that's not going to work. Do you just crumble right there and you take on what they said as your belief? That's what you're looking for to overcome, achieve, and change. Right there. That's what you're looking to shift. And I'm not saying it's, super easy. I'm saying it's possible, and you want to keep plugging at that because that's how you chip away that big boulder that's in the way. This is the stuff that moves energetic mountains, is when you go, well, thank you for your opinion, but I think I'm going to try it anyway because I just really want to see about this for myself. You don't have to get into a big thing. You can just do it anyway. You would be surprised. People admire people that go for it anyway. People admire people that try and they might make a mistake, but they're doing it anyway. And they wow, I wish I could do that too. Why don't you be one of those? Those leaders forge the way. They don't know until they go in there. And of course, but we're making the way clear for someone else to follow through. And then they come through and they may find an even better way to do it. That's how we've gone from one generation to the next, improving the way we do things. And then we find things that we've done, okay, maybe not so much. Maybe we should change that. Maybe we should just get rid of that one altogether and go back to the drawing board and find a better way. That's what we want right now, is for you to not be afraid to do that for yourself. Personally, look for those little areas. When you go into this, ask yourself a couple of questions. Do you immediately believe someone else over yourself? There's a clue right there. And these are on the opinions. Another one would be, what do you listen to? Is it constructive when they come across? Even if they're coming across a bit attacking, is it constructive? Can you take something constructive from it and not take it personally? Yeah. You're looking for things like that. Wow, show is going fast. When we come back, we're going to wrap up about how we can move through this. I'm going to give you a couple of pointers and tips to be aware of so you can do some soul searching, soul diving into how you can move through these boulders and energetic mountains, because it's time to succeed. 2016 is about some deep spiritual growth. So I want to help you make the most of that. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to The Jenn Royster Show. We'll be right back after the break.
Tune in to The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JennRoyster.com for more information. Are you ready to feel empowered and trust your own intuition? Now you can learn how with intuitive counselor and spiritual teacher Dr. Jenn Royster. Intuition, the 8th Chakra Connection, is a 4-week online workshop that's highly recommended for those ready to take their intuition to the next level. This intensive workshop will explore the access point to spirit, known as the seat of the soul. Learn how to connect with your higher self and the angelic realm. Explore the Akashic records or a past life. Learn at your own pace with access to your workshop at any time. Sign up now for Intuition, the 8th Chakra Connection at JennRoyster.com. JennRoyster.com.
Are you overwhelmed by other people's energy? Do you constantly suffer with emotional drain, exhaustion, or physical illness? You may be highly sensitive to energy and not aware of your powerful connection to spirit. Dr. Jenn Royster is an intuitive spiritual counselor and energy healer that works with the angelic realm and has helped thousands of empathic souls successfully release negative energies, reclaim their personal power, and thrive. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. Book your private phone session today at JennRoyster.com.
We are back. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to The Jenn Royster Show. Our topic today has been all about soul diving deep going deep within to find out how we can move through energetic blocks, those mountains that just won't go away. We've talked about perfectionism, how that can affect you, and ways to discover what you can do about that and move through that. And I suggest, half step at a time if it's a really big one for you. We're going to go over some tips now on some of these things that you can do to start moving forward. Now, we talked about, like I said, we talked about perfectionism. We talked about when we're avoiding. We talked about the opinions from others and yourself. And, if you are one that just quits and won't even go there because you don't want to hear criticism, maybe you're sensitive. I know what that feels like. You can take even hurtful criticism and make it constructive, and then you can take it or leave it because it's another opinion, right? Let's talk about some tips. Now, here's one of the things that I want you to think about, and if you have to write this down, if you have to make a list, do that. When you have your opinion is a viewpoint. It's your viewpoint of where you stand in your beliefs. Your opinions are attached to your belief. That's what you believe. That's your opinion. That's yours. That's what you believe. Another person's viewpoint is where they stand in their belief. That's their belief. Not your belief, their belief. However, what can trip up is when you confuse the two, they commingle, you've got it all mixed up in there, and now you're taking on someone else's belief as your own. And then you can choose to make that yours because you're believing theirs more than your own. Strengthening your belief in yourself is going to be a big key factor. That's why there's so much in self-help or, with life coaching and, the positive side of things that we're trying to help you do is, to strengthen that self-love and that self-confidence within yourself. Because when you can do that and your belief in your opinion is standing strong and confident, not arrogant, confident, two different things. Then when the other opinions are coming, you can respect where someone else is. You can respect that they have a viewpoint. And that's it. It's just another person's opinion. And then it doesn't affect or falter your own because your foundation is strong. That's big. That's big. Now, you don't want to confuse them because, you can take whichever one you want. And everything in life will be that. If you are second guessing yourself, I say go back, work on the self-confidence, the self-love. The third chakra is the big powerhouse right there for confidence. That's right at your solar plexus. Work on that clearing, asking for that clarity I ask the angels every day, am I seeing this clearly? Is there something that I missed? And, I don't say that without confidence. I say that I would like to hear, what you think, but then I still choose if it's right for me. You can do that. You can absolutely listen to other opinions because sometimes there's some good ideas out there that would actually help you and to make what you're trying to achieve, better or improve it. Not always. And learning to decipher what to keep and what to leave behind is big. And now, how do you choose? How do you know? How do you choose? I'd say half steps at a time. Like I said, half steps at a time. Learn. If you're a perfectionist, work on learning something brand new that you have no idea about. You don't even know the first clue. Put yourself in that student mode where you don't have all the answers already. And make it simple. Like maybe it's just learning how to play a piano or guitar or something like that. Maybe it's simple like that. Maybe you don't know anything about gardening and you'd like to. Try something, try something like that to work on being a student in a student role. I'm constantly doing that. As a teacher, I want to keep myself in a student learning place too, because I feel that that keeps things in perspective for me, what it's like for a student, what I can do and improve as a teacher. I just, that's my way of doing it. Okay. I'm suggesting you try it. You don't have to. These are things I'm giving you to try. You don't have to, but I say, what you want to do is look at when you're choosing which way to go. Okay. What will keep you in the game doing what you love? Ask yourself that question. Is it what I really want to do, or is it what they think that person, whatever is coming from outside you? If you're feeling that you're not enjoying it anymore, time to change it up. It's time to really start exploring that. And don't be afraid to soul dive. This is deep diving into your own personal journey, not avoiding it, but listening to that higher self inside of you that really knows you, that wants your truth out there. Because if you're loving what you do, it's a success no matter what. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't. If you have your happiness, your frequency's rising, your soul is happy, you're on track. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. I really want to see this year help all of you find that way around that obstacle. I really want to see that happen for you. I know I'm working on all kinds of things and I'm trying new things I've never experienced before. And because I love learning, I want to improve. I want to keep going too. I'm also doing my own soul diving. What could I learn from this? What could I learn from something else that comes through? If you are highly sensitive and you take everything personal, you're working to look at everything objectively. You're looking to, remember that what I said earlier is their viewpoint is what they believe. That's them, okay? That's what they believe. You're looking to decipher what you want to believe because you have all that power to do that. And, the favorite quote from our wonderful beloved Wayne Dyer was, "I am not your opinion of me." So remember that one. It's one of my favorites. And whenever I'm feeling tugged and pulled by it, I always remember that one. So I want to say thank you, Wayne, for that, because that was a great one. So if you missed any part of this episode, be sure to catch the archive, because I want you to succeed in 2016. I want you to be able to move forward. I want your dreams to happen because the energy's there for you. And so I want to help you find a way through that in a positive way. Thank you so much for listening today. Please check out the website, jennroyster.com, JENNROYSTER.com. I have free meditations over there you can download. And if you are on the apps, we are now putting some of my meditations over on it's a big app. This just happened. It's called Insight Timer. It's an app you can get on your phone that has all kinds of really cool apps over there. I was invited to put mine up over there, and I couldn't believe all the people over there meditating. So if you're looking for partners in meditation, you might want to go check that out. It's pretty cool. And I want to say thank you for letting me put mine up there. Now, be sure to look at yourself in a positive light and know that learning is learning. It's not going to be perfect. And with that, I say thank you for listening. We will see you next time here on the Jenn Royster Show. Namaste.
You've been listening to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this show or any other show, visit www.jennroyster.com.